morning, everyone. I think it's afternoon almost, but we're running 20 minutes late. It's very lively, fun, raw. Not make it very conference-like. Let's just keep it chill. Let's think of this as a session between just friends talking about some cool stuff, right? I think let's take it that way. I'll give a quick background. My name is Tanishq. I run this community called as the Indian Startup Community. We are one of India's largest founder investor community of the top 1%. We're close to somewhere around 2,500 plus members who are a part of it. What we do is that we bring people together over very informal experiences, because I think we take ourselves too seriously and we want people to connect on a more human level as friends, and then probably, then become transactional. You'll hear more about us in the coming few days and weeks. But I think broader on the session today, because we have exactly 30 minutes to sort of speak. Let me set the structure up. The structure is going to be free-flowing. I do have some questions which are set, but I think I'm going to keep it. I think that's what we discussed. We're just going to wing it through. The whole structure is going to be that it's not a typical moderation format. We'll just keep it more so of just two friends just talking about something. He's been a teacher in some sense for a long time. So it's more of us as learners just learning from him. I think that's going to be the structure. And at the end, what we are going to do is that we're going to do a quick rapid fire where every one of y'all will be involved to ask questions, right? So, and it will be very quick. He'll answer with one or the other adjective or in one sentence. So just keep on prepping. Also, what I want one person to do is that just name and probably can make a list. Ma'am, can you do that for us? Yeah, super. Just make a list of all the tools or products or whatever he talks about. And then at the end, we'll list them all, right? Perfect. Cool. Let us start just by, I think, how many people are on LinkedIn? How many people are on LinkedIn? Everyone. So you're not on LinkedIn? Oh, yeah. Super. Okay. How many people are on Instagram? How many people are on YouTube? Yeah, you'll see this guy's face everywhere, right? Every fifth ad is his. But
I thought you were talking about my organic content.
Oh, also the organic content.
Come on, dude. We work so hard for that.
No, of course. So I think I don't need to give introductions about Vaibhav, but Vaibhav, how about we do a quick, non-vanilla, non-PR trained 60-second intro about who you really are. Not the what world sees, but who you really are. And then we'll dive into the questions very quickly.
So the funny story is we are not big enough to have a PR trained intro yet. Right? So I only have my intro. Hi guys, my name is Vaibhav Sisinty. I'm the founder of GrowthSchool. I'm an engineer turned marketer. I don't know how many of you guys are engineers here. And how many of you are marketers here? Founders? Who are the rest? Product? Oh, sweet. And who are the rest? Are there only finance guys as well? Investors? No. Designers, of course. I mean, product/design.
No investors, right? We can bitch about them.
My investors are the best, so no need to bitch. Anyways, again, right, like my name is Vaibhav. I'm a founder of GrowthSchool, engineer turned marketer turned founder. Come from a very small town in Orissa called as Barampur, because of which I speak Oriya as well. But I'm a Telugu guy, so I speak Telugu as well. I watched a lot of Bollywood, so I speak Hindi and English because of convent school, I guess. So that's the quick intro. Worked about 7 years before I started up. Actually, I first started up when I was in college. It was called Crazy Hits. And then I worked for Uber for about 5 years. Then I was with Klook, which is a travel tech company, for a year. Got laid off from both the companies and eventually said, let's start up. Right? That's essentially the quick intro.
Super. Awesome. I think I'll dive right in. Everyone can hear us, right? At the back? Super. I think I'm just going to ask this from a learner's perspective, right? I think your journey has been very unconventional in the sense that you come from a very non-tech background, and then from there to being one of the leading, and you propagate AI a lot. I think I just want to understand that, what is your broader vision and broader thesis about AI in general, and where do you think it really impacts us on a day-to-day basis? I think I just want to understand your broader thesis around AI, whether it will stick, it'll fade away. What is it that is going to happen?
I think, it's funny that there's an AI topic happening and there's a guy who can't write code for shit sitting and talking about AI. And that's the beauty of AI right now, right? We've been all around AI for quite some time, right? Like for 10 years, Sundar Pichais of the world would come to a Google I/O conference saying AI, 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 AI. I mean, we've all felt it, but we've never got the chance to unleash the power unless you're a developer or someone who can write code. I think AI has probably hit this true inflection point, according to me, where something that was accessible to it's so cold, man. Something that was accessible to only like very few set of people who had a very core skill set is all of a sudden accessible to pretty much everyone with access to the internet, right? And when I say accessible, it's not just about accessing AI, but it's also about leveraging and making it work for the things that we want it to work, right? And I think that's why that's why I feel that's true inflection. It has happened with the internet before, where internet was confined to researchers and all, and computers were confined to very small set of people. The moment it became mainstream, it just blew up. And there is this analogies that are being made that this is probably the next big thing after the internet or computers, and I truly believe in it. The reason is very simple. When was the last time we saw or felt something which made us go wow, and which also made us like, what the hell is the future gonna look like? And it continues to say, it's not like a, how do I put it? It's not like an excitement wing that comes in for a second and you forget about it tomorrow. That excitement peaks, because every time you thought, ye to nahi kar payega, it is getting beaten before even we could imagine, left, right, and center. Right? So I feel, it's nothing about feeling. In fact, it's already happening across our teams at Growth School already. Generative AI tools are like your everyday thing. And AI tools are not just about ChatGPT, Bing, and all of that, right? It's about what is the use case that you're trying to solve. What were you doing before? Can AI do it? Then there's an AI tool for that already. If not already, there's one being built and it will actually come and do it for you. So eventually, it will become your friend / assistant / how do I put it? A machine that will do all your dirty work. It feels like an episode from Black Mirror, quite frankly. We're living it.
Amazing. So, of course, broader thesis is that the stonks are up, and this is going to, of course, sort of become an imperative part of our lives. And I think it already is, right? I think I saw one of your videos, right, where you mentioned Greg's tweet back then, right? Yeah. And the entire landscape just changing. I think I remember a year back, no one was even talking about AI so much. Everyone was like, okay, something is going to happen. And
nobody knew something is going to happen either.
And nobody, of course, imagined that the way the world is going to change and so rapidly. Right. So I just want to understand that, okay, ChatGPT is the one who, of course, started this all, right? But what has happened after, right? I think most of us don't even know that what is really going on in the AI world, right? We know कि यार ठीक है चलो यार एक prompt डाला कोई reply आ जाता है, right? But what else, right? Can give me the wildest of the imagination in terms of what you've seen AI actually do, and how it was pleasantly surprising for you as well.
I think, how many of you have heard of OpenAI before ChatGPT came in? Look at that room, right? How many of you have heard of tools like Jasper, Sonic before the OpenAI's world or the ChatGPT world? The thing is, the reason why so few people knew about it was because there was no consumer product that would make you experience what AI is before that. OpenAI built GPT-3. GPT 3.5. Before they built ChatGPT, they opened their APIs, and there were tools like Jaspers which were built, Pepper Content from India, Write Sonic also from India. Lot of AI tools were built, but they're very niche for writers. It said write with AI. So a lot of people were like, if I write content with AI, it's going to be like SEO will detect it. This will happen, that will happen, and all those things used to happen. But again, right, the confidence levels on the tool's capability to do AI was not there. Its intrinsic belief was not there. There were a lot of .ai domain names, but not a lot of AI inside of it. A lot of it was if, else, then that, right? But right now, the OpenAI library, I mean, the API which was available before, right now there's Anthropic, there are so many other large language models that are kicking in, right, with subtle nuances, right? With all of a sudden people realizing the power of, chat GPTs of the world or AIs of the world through chat GPT layer, you started guessing, oh wait, could chat GPT do this? Oh wait, could a large language model do this? Oh wait, could an image model do this? Could a video model do this? You start guessing. So all of a sudden, every problem that a remotely, how to put it, remotely small who understood tech is able to comprehend that can AI solve this? If AI can solve this, who will solve this for me? Will Stability AI solve this for me? Will Stable Diffusion solve for me? Will OpenAI solve it for me? Will Anthropic solve it for me? There are enough models out there, one Google search away, right? Because of which every problem is being solved with AI. I'll tell you a very simple example, right? To start with, right, like at GrowthSchool, we basically talk about the fact that you get access to the top mentors. And these mentors are not available all the time. But these guys have done hours and hours of content before, have probably answered thousands of questions already, right? What do we do with it? This was like early, like I think 9-10 months back, we built something called as Mentor AI. So in our dashboard, let's say you have taken a program of me, there'll be a Vaibhav AI. And Vaibhav AI is trained with every answer Vaibhav has given before inside the cohort, transcribed videos into text and put into that bot. And the moment we did it, 3 months later, as we were building it, we saw a SaaS tool that came in and said, boss, are you building all of this? Just upload all your documents, we'll build your chatbot. Right? And prompt things and it'll change. From there, right now it has come to a point where I'm just talking about content creation and marketing and as founders, as product guys, how we can use. From there, we have got to a point where we are chopping videos, like some 40,000 hours of content being chopped into 1-minute videos. Something that was impossible for us to do before is being done right now with a 2-member team using a tool called as video.ai. Again, there are a bunch of tools which does this, but I'll give shout outs to only Indian startups and the ones which are of my friends, because those are the ones that I use, right? Videos are being chopped up. It is being fed into a basic index. Now, let's say when somebody asked, what does product market fit look for a SaaS company? If any of my mentor has answered that question in any of the cohorts inside of GrowthSchool, that piece, that 1.5 minute piece pops up, right? For me to do this literally 1 year back, but I've taken like, I don't know, some 50, 100 member team of video editor army. Today, 2 interns sitting and cropping left, right, and center. Of course, they have better jobs to do as well, apart from this, right? But you get the idea. We have moved to a point where beyond of this, deep fakes, a lot of us have heard of deep fakes, right? Deep fakes is still very hard to pull off because there's a lot of layering to be done. It has not got to a stage where you or me can sit for 15 minutes and create a deep fake. Yeah. But with HeyGens of the world, chat DIDs of the world, a picture is converting into a video with your own voice or whoever's voice you want. You can literally clone your voice using Levin Labs or like so many other tools right now propping up. In fact, Facebook launched their own voice model as well, which is insanely powerful. ChatGPT, I don't know how many of you have seen, now has a conversation. It's crazy. all across the board. You talk about a problem statement. There is a solution out there which AI solves. And the best part is, if you don't know how do I solve my problem statement, which is the tool that can solve my problem statement, there is literally a website called as there is an AI tool for that.com. Right? You search for your keyword and you'll find a tool. And of course, if you are someone who wants to geek about this space, Product Hunt is actually a great place to be on top of. You guys will be the first set of people to know about it. But there are crazy things happening all over the place, right? And it's very, very, very hard to keep up. With this advice, my advice on this would be, don't try to keep an index of tools, right? It's almost impossible to keep up an index of tools. But every time there's a problem that comes across, can AI solve this? If the answer is yes, there's definitely a tool that is already there or being built. Because the difficulty level of building a tool has drastically gone down, right? Obviously, there's a questionable moat around it right now. Yep. But yeah, I hope that answers.
No, of course. I think the more than answers the question, right? I think I'll also digress into three. I think because the audience is either from the product background, the marketing background, and the design background, I think I'll take up one of each, right? But before I sort of course, get there, I also looked at your story of how did you get the GrowthSchool logo in place within 5 minutes, right? And how did that happen? And of course, I also want to understand, say if someone just gets up and wants to start across a company today, right? They're very basic things they want to sort of just get in line, from just logo design to website to then sort of, using more tools. You being someone who's used all these tools in the first place, how have you hacked your way to go to market faster? Because then otherwise, as you mentioned, right, it's a 50, 100 people tech team building for 3 to 6 months, right? And you're always late to the market. So I think I just want to understand your process of just starting off. What tools did you use to sort of get things in line? And what tools do you also use on a day-to-day basis to ensure that you're faster than others, that you have a delta over others, and AI has been a core component there?
So I'm going to give you a very boring answer to this. There's only one AI tool that I use every day, and that is ChatGPT, which a lot of us already do. And there's a reason for that. It ticks off a ton of use cases, right? If you know how to prompt write, it'll tick off. Like, you probably don't need 80% of the other tools, because most of the other tools are wrappers on top of it, right? What was the other bit?
I just want to understand your GrowthSchool journey as well in terms of what.
Got it. So 2 years, I think 2 years ho gaya, September ho gaya. Feels bad. 2 years. 2 years it's been since we launched GrowthSchool, right? For you guys to get some background, we didn't really like the way GrowthSchool went out in the market was not usual. I kept it on stealth for 7 months, 7 to 8 months. Multiple reasons. There's a big blog article on my LinkedIn. You can check it out on why I kept it on stealth for 7 months. And when the product was on stealth, right? If you look at our logo, it was a stock image downloaded from something called as freepik.com. Now, Freepik has an AI version of it which can create your own logo. Back in the day, it was downloaded image, right? I said upward pointing arrow, and I got one and I downloaded that image. That became the logo. The website, back in the day, we created on WordPress, because that's the only tech that I understood. Or I'm not a developer. I knew a little bit of no code, and WordPress, Webflows of the world is what I understood. So we built our website, back end of it, all of it using no code back in the day, right? And no engineers, 4 or 5 interns, 1 full-time person. That was me, obviously. We built that up to about, I think, 4 or 5 crores in revenue. And that's when we raised a round of investment. So we wanted PMF. But now that you told me this question, I feel that, fuck, it was so hard 2 years back. Right now, what we did back in the day could be done in 10% of the time.
Exactly.
The funny story why my startup is called GrowthSchool is because I already had the domain name GrowthSchool. I didn't want to think. It is very hard to come with a freaking name of a brand, right?
Yeah.
Today, starting from brainstorming, by the way, we are launching a second brand, and that name came from AI.
Yeah.
Right? So the brainstorming happens in AI. Is the domain available or not? And what all domains? Is a .com available, .io available? What combinations available? We had to go look for 10 different tools. Right now, it can be done with plugins inside of ChatGPT directly.
Yeah.
So you're brainstorming on the names based on the idea that you gave. You're looking at availability. You're indexing based on that. Once your domain name is there, there's butterfly.ai, there's Framer AI, the bunch of these AI tools which can literally build your landing page off the fly with a freaking prompt, right? I didn't do a pitch deck because I sucked with slides. So I did a Notion deck to raise my money. Today there are 100 tools starting from Tome AI to, I keep forgetting, like there's so many tools coming in. Tome is probably the gold standard. You just upload a document or just give an idea, the whole freaking thing is converted into a beautiful deck. Images are generated, text is generated, iterations are generated. It's madness, the place we are living in. To the point where we have come, they are not at a state that you could go out and use it. No code as a tech is insanely powerful. How many of you have heard of Bubble? So Bubble is this insane, Bubble, Edelo are these insanely powerful no-code tech stacks where you can literally build SaaS products without writing a single line of code if you understand product, basic product. And I think if you're a decent generalist, if you're a marketer / designer / product person, you have that understanding of product because we are around so many consumer-facing products. All of us are mini product managers. Bubble allowed us to build products and Bubble has created layers of AI right now. So instead of even thinking you prompt and product is getting built on the back end, there are so many AI tools that are coming where you're prompting on what you want and back end of it is being written. Right? Now, how is all this happening? Obviously, because of the Codex, large language models of ChatGPT being, or OpenAI is being used. But we are already there, guys. We are already there. Right? Stability AI founder, Imad Mostaq, right? Stability.ai is the company that did Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion, yes. Right? The guy was like, obviously I would consider him a genius, right? The guy was like, this was his line. In 5 years, there are no developers. That's his line. I don't think developers will be gone. What is meaning to say here is everybody will be able to do what they want to do as long as they have product sense, an idea back of their mind which is unique. Your moat in 5 years, based on what I learned, guys, I'm a script kiddie. How many of you understand what a script kiddie is? A script kiddie is someone who warms over the internet to learn, implements, and that's who I am. Because I'm not building shit. I'm not a developer, right? Based on what's happening right now, there is enough conviction in me and with a lot of people that I've spoken with. Your moat or your unfair advantage is not going to be tech, unless you're building a deep tech product. Your unfair advantage is going to transform into idea, into product thinking, and on top will come distribution. Because everybody will have the superpower of building decently good tech. Who can bring in people, who can build a better brand will essentially win. And there also AI can work.
Amazing. In fact, I'll tell it's in fact a funny story. I'll tell it to everyone, right? I think it's happened with us and now I can correlate, right? So I've been a founder. When we were jamming around names, right? And I think I've been through this entire process of, getting the name, getting the domain, building up a product, etc., etc. I think we must have spent a good 30 days thinking of a name for a marketplace which we were building, and we ended up naming it Bazaar. Ahead in building tech, it took us 4 or 5 months to just iterate and build on the tech, and we ran out of runway in that point of time, right? So I think when I look at it, I think AI has been that. I think if I talk it in a very crass Hindi, right, उसने गधों को घोड़ा बना दिया है, right? I think that is what has really happened.
I think I disagree, right? Because AGI nahi hua. Like we are not in the state of AGI yet that AI will understand, comprehend what we want and will be done. I think prompting the right thing plays a extremely critical role. A lot of people discount prompting. When we think about prompting, how many of you understand what prompting is? Okay, good to see that. Right? Prompting is basically how you talk with AI to get shit done. Right? A lot of people think prompting यही है कि यार तुम जाओ, तुमको जो चाहिए, you just type and you get. There are ways to do it.
Absolutely.
And based on what you're trying to accomplish, there are processes to do it. Right? So go out and read prompting techniques, because if you're trying to build an unfair advantage for yourself, you need to be, everybody has ChatGPT on their phones, guys. You're not special. Right? Yeah. What makes you different is how are you able to leverage this freaking tech better than 99% of the other people. So लोगों को लगता है कि वो घोड़े बन गए हैं, लेकिन बने नहीं है, because अभी गधों का लेवल बढ़ गया है. Sorry.
नहीं, वो prompt सीखने के लिए you have to take a GrowthSchool course.
Oh, FY, one more thing. Because we are talking about this brainstorming and all, of course you guys will see our ads, and I'm sure about that will work out. Facebook is all hearing. Right? Facebook could hear my voice through your phones also. Yeah. Just kidding. I'm not Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know if it's hearing. But for people, for the process that we just spoke about, idea generation to logo, to actually building an MVP, to probably building products, to creating ads, to leveraging ads using AI and everything around it. I actually did a talk which is on YouTube as well. So you can search for YouTube, on YouTube my name, and I don't have a lot of videos on my channel. So there's a talk on how to build a startup using AI. You can watch that. You'll find like a list of tools there.
It's a blog or something. Yeah, that was part of my research. I've seen that. Cool. I think I'll also move to, because we've 8 odd more minutes. I think the last 3-4 minutes we'll use for the rapid fire with everyone. 2 questions around. I think, of course, you mentioned video editing, etc. has become faster. For marketing and design, 2 core aspects of course, you generate and then you get. Let's say you have a product out. You've been able to get there. Now you want to take it out to the world. How do you do that? How do you fast track that? What is it that you are doing differently that no one else is doing?
I don't know how we are doing it differently than no one else is doing, because, for example, my Siddharth, who's the head of product and design of GrowthSchool, is a mad idiot when it comes to things like this. So he wants inspirations that other people don't see. So he started to build his own model, feeding all these dribble pictures, all the designers out there, right? Behance and dribble pictures of apps and landing pages and all of that, so that he can get unique outputs based on what we prompt rather than what others prompt. So you're training your own models, and there are a lot of models like Llama and all, which can also install in your computer, right? Llama is by Facebook. So that is something that is happening, like little nuance. Your problem solving is happening on your own front, right? For design, for marketers to, you know what, starting from creatives to budget allocation, cookies are dead, pixels are dead, how are you going to run ads? It's all going to be AI running everything for you. In the end, you're left with only one thing, which is the creative element, which I don't know how long it will be left for as well. I'm sure AI will come to a point, boss, I've seen 25 of your ads, 6 of these ads work, let me make 15 variations of this and split test. That's exactly what you humans do, right? Let AI do that for. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I'm telling you. I've been my performance marketing team, right? I said, guys, next 4 quarters, I want your media buying time to go down to 10%. 90% should be focused on this, because it is all getting automated using AI. So marketers, like, what is left that AI cannot do? I don't know. And if you come to a point that, hey, Vaibhav, I don't know how to analyze data, go to Anthropic Claude 2, or go to Code Interpreter on ChatGPT. You don't need to be a data analyst to get some insane insights from data, right? Designers, you know your heaven is in Midjourney, right? Starting from your mock-up designs, mock-up ideas, to with Midjourney becoming very good with images slowly, and DALL-E 3. I don't know how many of you have heard of DALL-E. If you remember, DALL-E won the avocado. That was the first viral thing of AI that we saw. Avocado chair, and there's an image that propped up, and we're like, what the hell? And today, you put an avocado chair, it feels like it's right next to you. It's that real. On Midjourney, DALL-E 3 is doing that, and DALL-E 3 is extremely good with text. Midjourney didn't understand text. DALL-E 3 could understand text. So I'm very sure a lot of product design modules or tech will be built on top of DALL-E 3, because it can literally imagine a mixture of AI generating a mock-up based on what you're prompted, based on references that you have given and everything else, with copy being written by OpenAI. And on top of that, both of these elements going in, plugging into you getting ad creatives created based on what the TG and everything is. And then you plug it to something like adcreative.ai, it will make 100 variations of that, right? And if I think of step further, right, like there are so many like Revolut, RevealBot, and so many other ad automation platforms. If you integrate with them, they will understand what the copy is, they'll understand what your creative is, they will run ads for you. All you have to do is, मेरे पास 100 रुपए है, मेरे पास 500 रुपए है, मेरे पास 1 लाख है, मेरे पास 1 करोड़ है, right? It will see what is working, it will like automatically analyze for itself and give you results. So your system, from ideating to coming up with a name to designing to developing to distributing, is all being touched up by AI already. That is the scary part. Already. We are not talking future, we're talking present.
Amazing.
Right? So, across the board.
Amazing. Can we move to a quick, I think, rapid fire? The format is going to be that it's not just me who's going to ask questions. I think the room is small enough that we can just hear everyone. So, and no need to put out hands or something. Just prompt out, and then I'll ask, right? And we'll keep it rapid. No long answers. Either a small adjective, one line at max, right? For anything. We can start shooting left, right, and center. And just be loud. Just be.
Okay, your thoughts on AI reaching its point of singularity? Would it grow above human intelligence?
नहीं पता यार. Short answer. He's talking about AGI. Sam Altman को सुनो. मुझे क्यों सुनोगे? He's building AGI.
Throwing through.
Engagement, what kind of AI tools do you see for that?
I think, have you looked Hyperrise? Have you heard of Hyperrise? Right? It personalizes your website to your emails, to everything. Hyperrise is personalize.net is great. Yeah, rephrase.ai. Again, I like talking about Indian startups. So rephrase.ai creates video ads and videos off the fly using AI. It's like synthesia.ai. What else? And you do all these touch points inside. To be very frank, WebEngagers of the world, Mixpanels of the world had enough AI inside of them to do segmentation, to do market basket and all that already. What lacked was creative, what lacked was copy, what lacked was split testing. Now all of that is being solved using like literally hundreds of tools, and they're plugging in very smoothly into tools like WebEngage, and just works out of the box.
Next, fast.
And of course, because we're talking about because we're talking about life cycle and segmentation, just the appetite of split testing has become 100x. You give 3 variations, you have like 90 bloody variations are available right now, and you can split test like crazy. It depends on how much budget you have right now. So
Nice.
We did talk about all the pros for AI. There will obviously be a flip side to it. That's what you have.
Okay. Cons to AI. One sentence.
cons to AI is still yet to be figured.
Yet to be figured. AI and EdTech.
AI and EdTech. So here's my take on AI and EdTech. If you're saying that content will be replaced by AI, I don't think that's going to happen. We need human touch. What I think will happen, before you guys came in, we spoke about what are the things that are very repetitive that a human has to do today, which could be solved. All those elements AI will pick up. And there were few things which were always there, but right now they're being romanticized much more, are more of channelized journeys. We understand who you are as a user and make a track just for you. Bhai, 6 saal se chal raha hai. Nothing is happening right now.
Yep.
I think it's not just, very important to know is, it's not just about AI that's shaking things up, it's generative AI that's shaking things up.
Yes. And he has a course on that. I've plugged that in.
that's what
I've plugged that in. Last 3 questions. Quick.
So I asked this question to ChatGPT, I did not get an answer.
Web of GPT.
Do I have to spend to become the next brand Vaibhav Sisinty?
Very bad like comparison. You could be much better, but I'm not made with money. I'm made with consistent content creation and value giving. So give as much as you can. Don't expect anything back. That's me.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Like it's crazy. Adobe Firefly is freaking insane. It's Gen 1 for all the people who don't know what Adobe Firefly is. Let's say we're sitting here. There's a picture of this, and for some reason I want to put it on Instagram, but I don't want engagement there, but I want a nice Growth School logo there. The whole facade should be Growth School. I upload on Firefly, I select the area, and I say that change this in brand colors of Growth School so I can patch the logo. It syncs in automatically. It's like Photoshop without having the skills of Photoshop. And it's inside of Photoshop. So
Amazing. I think we're out of time, but I think what I did at the start was to get ma'am to just make a list of all the AI tools which I think we spoke about. So I'll give you the mic, right? Just list it out, or should I speak it out?
It's clearly not all of them, but
No.
I've done my best.
Perfect. This 20. Okay. Wow.
you know what? You don't need any list because everybody's problem statements are different. There is an AI for that. Is the only tool is your takeaway. Just go there and search your problems, man. There are tools.
No, but I just want to just because of the beauty within the last 20 minutes or so, I'll tell you the names which the platforms or products which we spoke about, right? From Revolut, Revealbot, sorry. Adobe Firefly, Product Hunt, Hyperrise, Personalize AI, Rephrase AI. Is it Synthesia? What is it? Synthesia AI, ChatGPT, of course, Copy AI, Write Sonic, FreePick, No Code, Butterfly, Framer, Tome AI, Bubble, Edilo, Stability, Llama, Code Interpreter, Midjourney, DAL3, Ad Creative, and the last one is there's an AI tool for that.com. That is insane to just see what has happened in the last 30 minutes or so and how AI has actually impacted our lives. I just end the session by sort of plugging in two things. One for, of course, Vaibhav has been someone who's inspired me personally 4 years back to start writing on LinkedIn. That's where he sort of started. So life has come a full circle for me as well. I'm so glad that I'm here and I have the ability to chat with you. And I think Vaibhav runs Growth School, one of the most phenomenal edtechs out there. And the way I think I think he is a teacher at heart, and he really wants people to learn and sort of grow in their professional journey. Similarly, for us at the Indian startup community, we really want more founders and investors to come together. So my plug is that if you're a founder, investor, or a top CXO, join the Indian startup community. It's TIS.community. And that's it. Let's close by clicking a picture with everyone. Would that be good? Perfect.
WebEngage. Retention simplified.